Hello brothers and sisters, welcome to your 22nd tutorial on HTML and CSS. In the previous tutorial, you learned CSS background properties. In this tutorial, you will learn CSS border. So, let's get started. Okay guys, CSS border property is used to define the style of an element's border, alright? Let me demonstrate what I'm talking about practically here. I edited this file that we saved in the previous tutorial. I had given them classes. You can see now this paragraph has a class of double, dashed, dotted. So there are so many CSS border properties. So in this tutorial, you will learn about few of them, alright? We have a solid border, and the solid border is a continuous line, right? Let me show you what a solid border looks like, alright? I will give this H1 a border. So since it is the only H1 that we have here, I will just select it directly here. Let me say H1, right? I will say border style, right? This is how you define a border. So I will say border style. Now I will say solid, right? So this one will give my H1 a solid border. Let me save it. Refresh. You can see my H1 as a border here, a solid border. Okay. Alright, what about double border? Now I will select this class and specify a border for this paragraph. I will say dot double and then border style. Now I will say double. Save it. You can see the border is doubled. Okay, what about dashed border? The same thing. I will say dashed. Remember, these are classes. And then border style. So I will say dashed. Save it. Yeah, you can see now the border is dashed. Okay. What about dotted? The dotted here, I will select my class dotted. Okay, I will say border style. And then dotted. Okay, save it. You can see now this one is dotted. Okay, what about the last one, groove? This one is used if you want to add a 3D border. So let me add a 3D border for my list here. Alright, so I will select my, since it is the only unordered list I have, I will select the UL. I will say UL and then border, border style, and then I will say groove. Right, save it, refresh. You can see we have 3D border. Okay, I will add a width to my borders. Okay, this one now is border style. What about border width? Okay, here I will say border dash width. So here I will say 5 pixels. Save it. Remember, this is for the double border. You can see that is 4 pixels that I specified here. What about dashed border? Okay, I should not add. Let me add it to 3D. So I will say border dash width. So here I will say, let me say 10 pixels. Save it. refresh, you can see now we have our 3D border here. Okay, what if you want the border to be on either top, bottom, left, or right? Okay, let's put this border here on the left. Instead of saying border style, I will say border left. Save it, refresh, you can see the border is on the left. Okay, what if I want this one to be on the bottom only, this double border here? I will say border dash bottom, and then save it, refresh, you can see now the border is here. Okay, what about shorthand property? Because now this one is quite long. If we are adding a border, you have to write all this. All right, there's a way of shortening this. All right, but that doesn't apply to all these, but to only one of these one here. Let me say the border will be dashed, and then the color of the border will be different from this purple color, and the width. All right, so to do that, let me delete all this. Now we have no border anywhere, right? Yeah, we have no border at all. So let me put a border here in our list here. So I will say UL, I will select it directly. So because I want it to be short, I will say border in short without including style. So now the type of the border will be, let me say group with 3D, and then the color will be, remember we said if you want a color, you just come here to this website or any other website that you got, and then you select the color that you want. All right, so now I will copy. You can copy here or you can copy it here. I will copy here, and then I will paste my color here. So this one is the color. Okay, the type is group, and here is the color. So what about the width? I can say the border will be 20 pixels. Okay, the border has these 3 properties. Okay, let me save it. You will see, refresh, you can see now we have our border here with this color, the width, and the style of the border is group. Okay, that's how you can add a border to your HTML document. I hope you have learned something. So don't worry, even if you don't get it now, you will get it as we go ahead, because we will be using what I'm teaching you now as we continue. All right, that's it for this tutorial, guys. In the next tutorial, you will learn CSS, padding, and margin. So I will see you there.